floor trying to recapture that ball. 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. They're supposed to canny way of getting the ball, and their feet left the floor. It's a traveling violation, or it may have been called that he was out of bounds.
I think that was called. Jason Phillips. Isaiah Thomas getting Jermaine O'Neal back into the game now. Bender was struggling a bit, and O'Neal had it going on in the third quarter.
So O'Neal is now flanked by the Pacer Energizers in Foster and Harrington. Mercer and Strickland in the backcourt. Martinovic puts the ball on the floor, and he is stripped and he is fouled. That's what the Sonics want Vlade to start to do a little more, to open up his outside shooting, to get that step and make the drive. This time he draws the foul. So a little over 3 minutes into the fourth quarter, the Pacers and the Sonics heated up here, and a three-point ball game.
Don't stop.
The Mariners watching on, probably phoning in already. There goes the rotator cuff. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Well, here is the information. If you want to join us in our Mill Life fourth quarter shootout on a postcard, jot down the Pacer you think will score first field goal in the fourth quarter on a telecast on WB4. If we pick your card, that Pacer doesn't, you win an RCA Color TV. But right now, we're trying to help as much as possible. We've only had one winner this season.
And a struggle. Real struggle.
Radmanovic. This is his first foul shot attempt. Last two games he's come in having shot 5 of 17 from the floor. Tonight 4 of 5, including a couple of three-pointers. And 0 for 2 from the foul line. He's a 69% foul shooter. So Indiana with the ball. They are right now facing a deficit. Artest back in. Radmanovic with the steal.
Artest was not aggressive enough with his move there. Didn't force the defense to react. Radmanovic was able to play him and the post player.
But Artest aggressive defensively, and they'll have a jump ball. So this will be very interesting here in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Thomas is inserted. Ron Artest to be glued to the glove.
Good hands there. Forces the loose ball, and then Harrington able to tie it up.
And it's the 6'9 Harrington against the 6'10 Lewis. Two high school players who came into the NBA the same season. Both now looking to star for their respective clubs. Harrington tonight with 20 points. Lewis just with 6 on an awful shooting evening. 1 of 10 from the floor. Harrington now goes against Lewis. The isolation. Artest comes around. Off balance. O'Neal. And there's Strickland. Finds Artest. And a beauty with the foul. Strickland makes the play. Artest makes the basket. And will get a bonus from the foul line. Hard-nosed play by Eric Strickland.
Terrific job by Jermaine O'Neal, Al, to keep this thing alive. Look at it. Volleyballing and volleyballing. Radmanovic actually tipped it to Strickland in the presence of mind. hard to stay in game shape when you're not playing in game.
And he comes off the bench shaking his head and saying just can't go. So he leaves. Tinsley and Miller come on with Harrington, O'Neal, and Artest for Indiana. Oh, and after the buzzer, or after the whistle, Artest with a foul, and he's going to be hammered there by Stafford. Artest getting a shot in.
Well, Ron Artest is saying the play had been blown dead, and I don't think Derek Stafford knew that Jason Phillips had called the offensive foul. See, the play was over already. The foul had been called on Rashard Lewis, the offensive foul. You saw the official there in the bottom of the screen.
But Derek Stafford says the play is over. Why foul like that? After the play is over, and he's going to nail Artest with a tee. And I think the officials are going to start taking a closer look at Ron Artest, who really is always bordering on that fine line. Mason misses the tee, and that's the second tee they've received compliments of Ron Artest, and they've missed it. So Artest, who already has a flagrant foul tonight, one more that he's ejected from the game. And now Indiana will have the ball. 7 minutes to go in this one.
And you start stockpiling those flagrant foul points.
Right.
And you can move into a suspended position.
There's Artest. Lewis gives him some room. Miller finds Harrington. He's open from downtown. Got it. Al Harrington has now hit 4 3-pointers this year, which is 2 more than he had accumulated over the course of the last 2 seasons.
Well, he's really an improved and more confident jump shooter. And this is a place the Pacers have been in a couple of their games, on the road, fighting hard. You know they're confident that they can get it done in a hostile environment in a close game.
Jermaine O'Neal has the personal foul. That is his third. Al Harrington with that 3 now is a season high. 23 points, it was 22 at Toronto, so both of them coming on the road. And now Lewis, his struggles now hitting him at the foul line.
Both of these teams leaving much to be desired from the stripe in this quarter. The Pacers for the game, the Sonics here in this quarter. Already though, Al, the Pacers with 14 fouls. The Sonics with only 1.
And there is the time remaining in the fourth. Tinsley, the crossover. Harrington is the hot man. Artest baiting him to shoot the 3. 7 to shoot. They're not going to bait Reggie Miller. Harrington, another from downtown. Got it with Rashard Lewis in his face. Al Harrington out of control tonight. 26 points for Hurricane Harrington, and he gives the Pacers a 1-point edge. Indiana with 7 3-pointers this season. And that equals his career high of 26. Another shot for the Sonics. Desmond Mason, and he flips the wrist. 10 points for Mason. Sonics bounce back in front by 1. Harrington over Mason, fading away. There's O'Neal, but Barry picks it off. And he is running on Reggie Miller. Payton with a looping left hand. Tinsley starts it out in a hurry. Racing with Harrington. Tinsley behind the back. Harrington, 3-ball, corner pocket, no. And Payton back the other way. Fast-paced action here. Late in the fourth quarter. That's going to be on Desmond Mason as he runs down Al Harrington. Mason picks up his first personal foul. Al Harrington on fire. Points. Jermaine O'Neal caught fire in the third quarter. Gary Payton is the high man with 28 points, and also Gary, as usual, pouring on the horsey sauce here in this ball game. Artest sees it from 3, and Mason showing the hops inside. Sonics hold on 1-point lead. Digging in on defenses, Reggie Miller. Pacers with Miller, Tinsley, O'Neal, Harrington, and Artest.
They can't continue to settle just for the three-point shot, Al. It's one thing if you play inside out and you take a look at it, but the last two possessions, they tried to shoot the three. It hasn't been successful. Now let's come down and find a way to get Jermaine O'Neal a touch.
And that's 30 tonight for Payton. Miller raises from downtown. And there's Harrington all over the place, gathering that one in. Al Harrington tying his career high with 26. Still 4 minutes to go. O'Neal, and he counts it down.
That's why you throw it inside. Play inside out. You got an advantage there. Make Seattle respond to that advantage and defend it. Now you get higher quality. Look at the three-point shot if you elect to throw it out.
Harrington 26, O'Neal 21 for Indiana. Payton takes it in and then sends it out. And raising upstairs is Artest. 3.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Tinsley with a shovel. Harrington scoops it up. Artest calling for the ball.
Harrington has Miller wide open for a good look at the three.
Miller's still wide open, but Artest takes it and he's got it as he hooks it up with the left hand and is fouled. And Indiana raises in front once again.
Now, the first 4 times prior to the last 2 buckets were three-point shots. The last 2 shots in the paint. That's where their advantage is. Nice take here by Artest. And the sweet, soft, left-handed finger roll. Let's see if we can cash in a charity toss. Nothing but rope.
And Indiana on the three-point play by Artest. Squeezing in front by 2. And down the stretch we come. 3:12 to go. Timeout in Seattle. In the month of December, and there they are. Good tickets still available to watch the Indiana Pacers right now on top of the Eastern Conference. And there's a number to call to order by phone by Ticketmaster. Seattle had 11 fast break points in the first quarter. Since that time, they've had only 2. As Lewis finds the shooting touch, only his second field goal of the evening. He's missed 9 attempts. Pacers have out fast break the Sonics in the game now, 16-13.
Well, the Pacers did a nice job after that slow start of not turning the ball over and taking their time and getting it inside out, because a number of those fast break opportunities by the Sonics early on were because the Pacers hurried up and took a quick jump shot. A long rebound led to a fast break chance.
Indiana wants to talk it over with 14 seconds to shoot. They take a 20-second timeout. That was a foul on Radmanovic. All tied at 94. Check that. It's on Rashard Lewis. So that is his 4th personal foul. Now a full timeout has been taken. On the clock, 2:45 to go. When we return, the Pacers will have the opportunity to take the lead. On the road again for the Indiana Pacers, the 6-game road trip. And it started back in L.A., moving on to Utah, Stockton, Payton, and Stephon Marbury coming up on Friday. Pacers are winning in Los Angeles. John Stockton took over in Utah on Monday night.
Boy, nice job by Al Harrington to come up with that ball in tough quarter.
Oh, Artest gets away with it, but unable to score, and Indiana will get the ball back. Keep an eye on Brent Barry. He's been the hero in the Sonics' 2 wins over the course of the last 8 games, in close games, coming down to a last shot. Oh, and the inbound goes awry right into the hands of Barry.
It was deflected, and they took a gamble there trying to go across the basket.
Gary Payton. The flip to Barry. No call there. And Barry hits. Only his 3rd field goal tonight. Sonics by 2. The crowd now getting into it. Tinsley on the runner. No. O'Neal inside. 10th field goal of the evening for Jermaine O'Neal with 22 shots. He has 23 points, and he knocks it up at 96. Artest leaning on him. Artest looking to go for the steal, so Payton gets the step. And an incredible shot by Gary Payton. He ties his season high with 32, and he bounces the Sonics back in front. Harrington, double team, the flop by Payton, and Harrington off the mark. 1.5 to go. Sonics have won only 2 games in the last 8, both by 1, and both last-second shots by Brent Barry. Another step by Payton, and the glove has 34. And his last 2 drives have opened up a 4-point lead for Seattle. Timeout Indiana with 1:19 to go. The glove covering it up for the Sonics here late.
Marion takes the 2, the hole.
Look at him drive.
Daddy's unstoppable.
Over on the dribble and on the drive to bring Utah home with an incredible 4th quarter. Much trouble with the Heat. Remember, they came to Miami on November 12th.
And by gambling, and he opens up a lane to the goal. That's a terrific shot by Payton because he was challenged at the rim by Jermaine O'Neal. But again, right after that layup, Ron Artest decides to try to go from behind and risk a gamble. He's 6'7.5", 6'8". He's got size on Payton, if not speed, but try to keep him in front. Don't let him get inside like that.
And they are all standing here at the Key Arena in Seattle calling for defense from the home team. O'Neal takes it in. 2 men collapse. It counts, and the foul. And Jermaine O'Neal looking to rip into that 4-point deficit. Try to pick up 3 right here.
Every time this happens, it seems that the Pacers have gone inside. They've hit pay dirt. Here's the reach in, the continuation. The ball never hit the floor again, and O'Neal has a chance to bring his team to within 1.
Swish. 26 now for O'Neal. 26 for Harrington. And once again, Payton with the ball this time with just a 1-point lead. We'll see how Artest defends.
Let's see if he just tries to keep him in front. Make it tough for him.
Inside a minute left in the 4th. Radmanovic steps back, and running it down is Ron Artest. And the Pacers an opportunity to take a lead.
They need to let Jermaine O'Neal touch it. Got to play off of O'Neal.
2 men on O'Neal. Artest for 3. And that rattles the rim. He thought he had it. So the Sonics hold on to the lead, and they hold on to the ball.
4-second difference between game and shot clock. You got to defend without fouling, then rake the rebound down.
6 seconds to shoot. Payton now with Harrington on him. A remarkable shot by Gary Payton. And it leaves Indiana 4 seconds. Gary Payton going to the sensational, the last 3 drives. He's hit them all.
Al, sometimes it's just about a guy making plays. And 2 of his last 3 shots have been tough shots. This was the toughest one of the last 3. Pretty good defense there, nice switch. The spin move gets him in the lane. And there comes O'Neal. This is a good look. Everybody was concerned about O'Neal inside on the Sonics end, and that's the shot you got to take.
They thought he had it. And several of those for Indiana. Artest now 3 of 14 for the evening. And it comes down to this diagram by Isaiah Thomas. Indiana a 3-point shot away. Al Harrington has hit a couple tonight. Reggie Miller has hit a couple. The greatest 3-point shooter in the history of the league, and you know the Sonics will be watching out for him. Indiana needs the big finish here to avoid the first time this season losing games back-to-back. Shiro enjoying this from the sideline. The Mariner great in attendance this evening.
This game has had a little bit of everything. That guy right there.
The Sonic great. And there's the Pacer great that the Sonics will be lasered on here in the final 4 seconds. Pacers looking for the miracle shot. Indiana 7 of 21 from downtown tonight. Tinsley to inbound. Harrington is open. Artest for 3. He's got it and he's fouled! Unbelievable! Ron Artest. That last one was just getting him in range. Completely covered a man in his face and looking for a dramatic 4-point play.
That's it. He let it go behind the line. Right on target.
Busting through the defense. Oh, with Lewis holding him on the shoulder.
That's what 250 pounds of brute strength can do for you.
With 1.6 seconds to go, the glove becoming unglued. But Artest could not deliver from the foul line, where he is 2 of 6 tonight. And Seattle will have 1 second, 1.3 to try to win it. Indiana doing themselves in from the foul line. After just a remarkable sequence to hit the 3 while he's guarded by 2 people and watch from behind, then yanking at the shoulder as he gets this one off in flight.
The shoulder he got, though, was the left shoulder for the right-handed shooter. So that right arm was still free. Watch. It's the left, and that right arm is still free. That's still one heck of a play by Artest. But he's unable to give the Pacers the lead, and the Sonics 1.3 seconds left now. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
This may put it right in the hands of Brent Barry. He has done it twice in the last week. This against San Antonio for a 1-point win. And then against the Nets, the last home game, Barry with 3.3 to go. A 91-90 victory in the game against San Antonio. 96-95 against the Nets. And all eyes on Brent Barry with 1.3 seconds, though. Basket busting through the line of scrimmage to hit the 3, and he was fouled. And another shot to make it a 3-point play. And that's where Artest hit with the theater.
This has not lacked for drama and intensity. Really from the start, the Pacers took about 4.5, 5 minutes to get into it. But since then, they've been on task for the most part.
Harrington and O'Neal, 26 apiece for Indiana. Payton, the season high, 36. Harrington ties a career high. O'Neal now 2 shy of his season high. He quickly takes it in on Radmanovich and rattles the rim. Off of the conclusion, do you give either team an edge coming into overtime?
Not really. I mean, both teams had momentum that was taken away. It's 5 more minutes. It's a new ball game. Which team is going to be able to exert their will? That's what it comes down to now.
Rashard Lewis. Brent Barry. Back it goes to Lewis. And he is just having an awful shooting night. Indiana will have the ball. This one started with the Pacers staring at a 14-point deficit in the first half. It was the bench that wound them up, led by Al Harrington in that second quarter. And then Ron Artest with a 3-pointer to tie it. A little over a second to go. Jermaine O'Neal way outside against Radmanovich. Lewis helping out. Artest, the stutter step, off balance, the flyer, and he's got it. And Indiana has struck twice out of the gate here in OT. 106 to 102. O'Neal and Artest, just as they did to end the fourth quarter, hitting field goal. Barry for 3. He has been quiet this evening. 34 fifth three-pointer this year for Barry, who's fifth in the league, hitting at 46% from downtown.
Good ball movement there, and it's all created because you have to help out on the pick and roll with Payton.
O'Neal, after Reggie Miller has his hands on his hips, cannot believe he missed that shot.
Just overshot it.
Mason the foul, and that is Desmond Mason's third personal foul.
Miller gets the lane here, Al, and just overshoots it. Jermaine O'Neal, as he's been all night long, dominant in the paint, getting the possession for the Pacers again.
28 points, 10 rebounds, 10th double-double of the season for O'Neal in 18 games. Tinsley drills it from deep, his second three-pointer of the evening, and Tinsley, who returns tonight, and he has built up 8 points to go along with 8 assists. And a crucial three there. Indiana stretches their lead to 4 in the overtime. Payton gets away from Artest, now picked up by O'Neal. Mason spins on Miller. And there's Tinsley getting the inside track. 2.5 to go in the overtime. Can the Pacers do it? Trailing early by 14. Trailing late by 4 in the closing minute, and coming back. Harrington has Miller open. And the steal. Here's Payton on the fast break. And takes the shove there by Tinsley.
Not a bad foul. Reggie thought he was bumped when he lost the ball, but pretty good foul there by Tinsley. The Sonics had an advantage, and now they'll have to reset it.
So Payton with 36 on the run, but derailed there by Tinsley, and now the teams will talk it over. They were down by 4 in the late stages, forcing it into overtime. Now lead by 4 with that time remaining. In this game 3 of this 6-game road trip, Indiana will return home on Friday, December 13th to face the Denver Nuggets, and it's a Marsh Extra Value Night. You can use your Marsh Fresh Idea card to receive discounts. He's gotten over the deep bruise to the thigh, rejoining tonight. Payton scurries inside for the finger roll, rejected, but a goaltending call on Jermaine O'Neal, and Gary Payton having the success on the drive this evening. 38 points for Payton. Is that ball on its way down?
Close,
very
I
close.
think it was the right call.
Pacers by 2. 2 minutes to go. Spreading the court, Indiana. Artest, who did the damage to get it into overtime. Harrington, the fadeaway. Cannot drop. O'Neal, Artest inside. And as Barry takes it on the run from behind, Artest, but Barry gets it back. There'll be a kick called on Harrington, but he takes a shot to the finger. And the Sonics just jumping on that loose ball. Oh, Barry knocking Harrington down, busting through.
And Harrington actually fell and rolled over on his left hand. There you see it right there.
And another timeout. Appearing as if this game was being played on ice on that sequence. 132 and counting. Pacers lead was 4. Now it's 2, and the Sonics have the ball with a chance to tie it. 22nd timeout taken by Indiana. Chance to take a look and crunch some of the numbers. O'Neal 28 points, 10 rebounds. Harrington with 26. Artest 13, Reggie Miller with 10. The Pacers in the double figures. And for the Sonics, it has been Gary Payton, 38. Payton Drobniak, 18, but he has not scored in the fourth quarter. And one of the big reasons for that is because he hasn't played in the fourth quarter overtime. Sonics understand how important it is to get these games at home. They'll be at home against Miami Saturday, then go on that 5-game Eastern trip. Seattle will play 19 of their first 31 games this season on the road. So they are trying to maintain that 500 level. 10 of 8 coming in tonight. And now the opportunity to tie it again. Payton off the screen. Now guarded by Tinsley on the switch. Finds Radmanovich open for two. And there goes that Pacer 4-point lead.
Excellent execution there, Al. Tremendous patience and discipline to get a good shot. Now the Pacers have to match.
10 seconds to shoot. Tinsley off the screen. O'Neal turns, got it. One shot by Jermaine O'Neal. He has a 30-point night, and the Pacers have a 2-point lead.
Well, that was a beautiful pass by Tinsley. Off the floor and softly into the hands of the shooter.
Payton ducks inside. Barry had nowhere to go. Now he has Tinsley in his face. He stops, turns, no. Ripped down by O'Neal. And fouled immediately inside by Desmond Mason. And we'll come back the other way. Mason putting it in the hands of the Pacers on the foul line, where they have hit just 10 of 19 tonight. There's the push-off by Barry, no call. And O'Neal inhales the rebound. Oh, no foul shooting there. Pacers with the ball out.
8-second difference between game and shot clock. Actually about 9. The Sonics will get it back.
8 seconds now to shoot. Double team on O'Neal. Tries the other baseline. Here's Tinsley. 2 seconds. Desperation. Oh! Jamal Tinsley from downtown with a shot clock down to 1 second. And that one could nail it tonight. Indiana has come up with 2 desperation three-pointers. Artest to tie it with a second left in regulation. And Jamal Tinsley says, take that, Gary Payton. That's the 3rd three-pointer he has hit tonight. How about that? 10 seconds to go. The Pacers now with a 5-point cushion. It was a desperation pass. And Tinsley, covered by the glove, goes to the bank.
Well, I tell you what, you look at that replay, that should be a deuce. That's Ron Artest. That's a legitimate 3 as he lets that one go behind the line. But Jamal Tinsley clearly appeared to have both feet on that 3-point line.
Indiana pulling out all the stops tonight. 10 seconds to go. Indiana does have a foul to give. And the Sonics now need a miracle. 5 points down with 10 seconds left. Indiana this evening have hit 10 three-pointers in 24 attempts. And the most 2 dramatic ones coming from somebody other than Reggie Miller. So Jamal Tinsley back in the fray tonight, and he comes up with a big shot at this point. Now a question of Indiana digging in defensively. Desmond Mason will put the ball in play. Did that three-pointer finally defuse Seattle? The crusher by Jamal Tinsley. Mason looks. There's Payton deep. Inside to Lewis. The turnaround. No. Tinsley for the rebound. And he just fires it out with 3 seconds. It'll give the ball back to Seattle. A question of, I know, putting the ball high in the air and eating up some clock.
It has to land inbounds, though, to continue to make that strategy work. You could have just held on to it. Either way, it's done deal.
He'll allow Gary Payton hit 40 tonight, and there is the buzzer, and the Indiana Pacers do it. Come all the way back from 14 early and in overtime. Beat the Sonics in Seattle in a thriller by the score of 114 to 111. Not even Gary Payton's 40-point night enough for Seattle. Heroes galore for Indiana as they triumphantly walk off the floor here at the Key Arena with a record of
step by step back up to champion.